In this video, we'll talk about the areas and settings that affect Prime invoices. Let's start by selecting the gear icon in the upper right-hand corner. From Company Settings in the left side navigation menu, select Numbering and scroll to Contracts and Changes. Here, we can establish the default numbering scheme for Prime invoices, just as with Prime contracts. Keep in mind that if we integrate with an accounting system, that system might have a limit to the number of characters a Prime invoice can have. If we want to include the project or Prime contract number in Prime invoice numbers, test the option to make sure the resulting coding is accepted by the system. Still under Company Settings, Payment Terms shows the list of common time periods within which payment of an invoice is expected. These terms can be applied to the Prime invoices we send to our customer, either the project owner or the firm, or to invoices supplied by subcontractors and suppliers who work on the job. The due dates for all invoice types are calculated based on the payment terms we select, but if early payment discounts are available, those due dates are not calculated. We'll need to track those early pay dates manually. Under Taxation, we'll set up tax codes for each different tax that might be applicable to goods and services that we sell, through the Prime contract or purchase through subcontracts and purchase orders. We apply a tax code to Prime invoice detail lines, so different line items on an invoice might have different tax codes depending on tax jurisdiction. Next, let's look at feature settings and then contract administration. We talked about these three checkboxes in the last lesson on Prime contracts, but I'll mention them here again. The option "Do not allow Prime contract or change order items to be modified after Prime invoice have been created" locks the Prime contract or change order as soon as any invoice has been created for it. We recommend you leave this setting selected for normal processing, as it could prevent you from over-invoicing a project owner. A system administrator can unlock the contract or change order if the need arises. The option "Include pending transactions in previous calculations" affects the previously invoiced amounts we see in the grid when entering Prime invoices. If we select this option, invoices that are still in pending status will be included in the previously invoiced amounts. Otherwise, the column will only show approved invoices. The option "Prime contract cost plus invoice, import sub-invoice gross totals" only affects cost plus Prime invoices, and it determines whether retainage is included when we import subcontractor invoices into these Prime invoices. For example, if a subcontractor invoice is for $10,000 with 10% retainage, selecting this checkbox causes the full $10,000 expense to be shown. If it's cleared, the 10% retainage is not included, so the expense will show $9,000. The next section also only applies to cost plus Prime invoices. We can select the import format to use for each transaction type: labor and equipment time cards, miscellaneous expenses, vendor bills, subcontractor invoices, and work orders. For each transaction type, we have options for how the item description appears. The reference option determines how transactions are grouped in invoice reports. We recommend that you select a consistent option for reference for all transactions, for clear and consistent reporting. In this video, we learned about the settings that affect Prime invoices.